Hi guys, today we are going to take bearing. What's bearing? Bearing is to know the direction and the distance of a point or a place from another place. It's always used in maps to know the direction and the way that we have to take. This is what Google Maps use to know your direction and the distance you're going to take. Okay, let's see how do we find the bearing. We have three keynotes. First point is bearings are measured of direction taken from north. So the first thing, I need to take the direction from north. I always take it from north. Okay. Secondly, bearings are always measured in a clockwise direction, not anti-clockwise, always a clockwise. Third of all, bearings are always written in three figures. If we memorized these three golden rules, we will never have a problem with bearings. We need examples to make sure that we understand. Okay, let's see. Okay, here I have a map. I have two cities. One is called Omagh and one is called Belfast. Down here, he drew a north arrow. Okay, what's the compass direction from Belfast to Omagh? Okay, when he asks from the city or the point after from is the one that we are going to take from it the bearing. So he can tell you what's the compass direction from Belfast to Omagh or what's the bearing from Belfast to Omagh. Both questions are the same meaning. Okay, first step I'm going to do, I'm going to take north from when he said from Belfast, so I'm going to take from Belfast. First of all, I'm going to join both cities and I will take north from Belfast. This is the first step I'm going to do. And then he wants to know the bearing. So we agreed that first point I need to take it from north. So I drew the north. Second point, after I joined Belfast to Omagh, I'm going to take it clockwise. So I'm going to take it from here like this. I'm going to move clockwise all this. Since Omagh is on the west of Belfast, so west is 270 degrees. Okay, let's see another example. Omagh and Newry. Okay, he's asking here what's the compass direction from Omagh to Newry, or what's the bearing from Omagh to. As we agreed, both questions have the same meaning. So I'm going to join Omagh. Here's north. I have to know that always north is looking up. Omagh and Newry are going to be joined, and then I'm going to draw an north from Omagh because he said from Omagh, and then I'm going to take the angle clockwise. Okay, let's see another examples. Yes, like this. Can you see the arrow? The arrow here moved clockwise and stopped at Newry. Okay, and this is going to be our bearing. Okay, the same question was the compass direction from Omagh to Sligo. So I'm going to join both cities and I'm going to take north from, since it said from Omagh to Sligo. So the city after from is going to take north from it, and then I'm going to take clockwise. Okay, let's see this example. A and B. Find the bearing of point A from point B. Okay, what do you think we're going to do here? We're going to take north from B or from A? From B. So we are going to join, we're going to draw a north line from B. This is the first step. Okay, I'm going to join B and A. And then the angle I'm going to take, or the bearing I'm going to take, is always a clockwise. So I'm going to measure the angle, which is going to be 85. Okay, am I going to, when it's 85, I have to write it in 3 figures. So I'm going to write 0 in the beginning, so it will be 0, 85. It's very important to remember this, because bearing is always written in 3 figures. They can't read it when it's only 2 figures. Okay, this is not the same as from A to B. Okay, what if he asks for the bearing of A from B? It will be a totally different bearing. Okay, let's see another example or types of questions that comes to me. In each case, what's the bearing of A from B? And he gave you the drawing. I have B, so where am I going to stop or stand on? I'm going to stand on B because it said from B, and the arrow is going to move clockwise from the north. So I'm going to take the angle, so the bearing is 140. Okay, measure the bearing of B from A. Since it said from A, I'm going to stand on A and take north as it's drawn here. Okay, in the first example, I'm going to put the protractor like this in the middle, and parallel, or the straight line, the 0 is on the north, and I'm going to measure it. It's almost 60, so I think it's 58. So the angle is 58. I'm going to write it 0, 58. Okay, let's see the next example. From A, where is A? Okay, so I'm going to take the protractor and stop in the middle on A, and the straight line is on north. I'm going to measure the angle, so it's going to stop at 150. So the angle is 100, so the bearing is 150. Okay, let's see this example. B is behind A, and I'm used to take the bearing clockwise. So what do you think we are going to do here? Since my protractor can't measure angle bigger than 180, and I can measure this angle, so I can put the protractor in the opposite direction and measure this small angle, which is almost going to be 65 or 64. Okay, is this the bearing? No, because my bearing is always clockwise and this angle is anti-clockwise. So my bearing is going to be the rest of the angle, which is going to be 360 minus 64, which will be 296. Okay, let's see this activity. If I have A and B and he wants the bearing from A, I'm going to measure it from here. So it's going to be 80. And from here, it's going to be an acute angle, of course. So don't forget to write 0, 80, 0, 37. Since the answer is 2 figures, I have to write them 3 figures. So the 0 must be in the beginning. Okay, let's see This another type of questions that can come. The last questions we took was that he gave you the drawing and he asked you to measure. But this question, he gave you the bearing and he wants you to draw it. Okay, use a compass and a ruler to construct the following bearings. B is a bearing 120 from A and a distance of 4 centimeters. Okay, A, I have the point A because it's set from A, and then I'm going to put the protractor in the middle and measure the bearing, which is 120. I will measure the angle 120 and draw a line. But he gave me a distance 4 centimeters. So after this step, I have to draw the line or make a sign that the line is here, and put my ruler and measure the length. The length is 4 centimeters. So I'm going to stop at 4, and this is going to be my point, and I have to write its name, which is B. Okay. In the other question, he gave you a bigger bearing, which is 225. From A also, so I started from A north, and a distance 5 centimeters. Okay, what do you think we are going to do here? Since I'm used to that the bearing is clockwise, and 225 is bigger than 180, so I'm going to use 360 minus 225 first. I have to measure 360 minus 225, which is going to be 135. When I subtract 225 from 360, it gave me 135. And I can get this angle from the opposite side and draw the line and measure it with the ruler, which is going to be 5 centimeters. So this is going to be my point. So my angle, my bearing from here, from north till B, is going to be 225. Okay. I hope you understood these examples. Let's see this example. John runs from A to B and back again. What's the bearing of his outward run from A to B? Okay, what's the bearing of his outward run from A? So he means that I have to stop at A and measure the angle clockwise. So since I have the drawing and I have the angle, so he gave me the angle, which is going to be 0.57. Type in question B, what's the bearing of this return run from B to A? From B, so I have to stand on B and measure the angle clockwise. There's another easier way to measure it. Since this is north and this is north, so they are parallel lines. And last year, and as we know, that parallel lines have type of angles which are called co-interior angles, which are the sum of the interior angles inside the parallel lines. The sum is 180. Since this angle is 57, so this angle is going to be 180 minus 57, which is going to be 123. Is this the bearing that I need? No, because my bearing is clockwise and 123 is anti-clockwise. So I'm going to subtract 360. Yes, so I'm going to subtract 360 from 123, which is going to be 237. Make sure that your answer must be bigger than 180 because it's bigger as shown in the drawing. Okay, I hope you understood this lesson and see you soon.